Are you tired of event registration headaches, juggling external tools, messy CSV exports, and disconnected data? I'm Cory Frey with Cloud Adoption Solutions, and today we're building a custom branded event microsite natively in Salesforce. No integrations, no lag, just pure Experience Cloud power. Let's do it in 3 steps. Step 1 is the shell, and we're heading into Experience Builder. So I'm in Setup under Digital Experiences. I've gone to All Sites, and I'm going to make a new site, and we'll see all the templates here for the digital experiences. And for this example, we're going to build our own. So we're going to choose the build our own LWR or Lightning Web Runtime, and then we'll click Get Started. So we'll just give it a name here and then click Create. And once the site is provisioned, we'll have a blank canvas, but this canvas is directly plugged into the Salesforce work. All right, so I've built our site. Step 2 is going to be bringing in the data. And in the past, you needed a complex CMS setup, but with enhanced LWR, we can bind directly to Salesforce objects. So here's the dummy data that I brought into the campaign object. I'm reusing the campaign object as an event sessions object. Instead of creating a new object, just reuse the campaign object for this demo. I added some custom fields, and then I imported this data. And back in the workspace, I'm going to go into the builder, and I'm going to drag a grid component. And over in the right side, under data source, we're going to select record list. An object is going to be campaign. And then under the record list, we'll select sessions, and this is just the list view I have of the sessions. Once we have the grid settings, how we want them, then we'll add a text block component. And then on this, we'll click on the text box block and then select the item.name. This pulls in those campaign names. And we're going to add another text block right underneath this. And this will be the speaker. Then we'll add another text block. And we'll pick the session start date and time for that one. And so here we're not hard coding any of this. This is all dynamic based on the data in Salesforce. So now we have the outline of our agenda. So for step 3, the beyond registration part, where we need people to actually sign up, we have to create a screen flow. And this is the event registration screen flow that I built. It's very basic, but it gets the contact ID and the campaign ID. And here I've called it session ID, not campaign ID. Sorry about that. So we have this input variable session ID, and then I have this record contact ID variable that's also available for input. And another way we could do this is we could have the user ID. Most likely the person wouldn't be logged in to the experience site, so we can use this user ID field instead. And we'll just make this text available for input. Beyond the registration part, we need people to actually sign up. So we need to do that with a screen flow. I've built this very basic screen flow here that takes the session ID or the campaign ID and the user ID, and it checks if the session's at capacity, creates a campaign member, and then we'll display a success message. Back in the experience site builder, we will add a flow component to the grid. Then we'll pick the native event registration flow. In the flow component, we'll map the session ID and then the user ID. And then that makes that button smart, so it maps the flow's input variable to item ID, which gets mapped to the campaign ID. And the user ID will then map to that user ID variable in the flow as well. And of course, you would add your own branding to this, anything else that you'd want to show on the microsite, and then you would publish it. And after the site publishes successfully, we can navigate to the site. And here we see the sessions and the screen flow. Of course, there's more nuance and customization to this than what I've shown in this demo, but if you'd like to learn more, please reach out to us.